Welcome to our podcast, Learning Leading Now, where we talk all things education and Mobile County Public Schools. I'm your host, Renee Phillips, Director of Communication for Mobile County Public Schools, joined by co-host
Sally Erickson, and I'm the Community Engagement Specialist.
And our special guest today,
I'm Dynette Ballard, the Coordinator of Professional Learning and Assessment.
Hi, and welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to our podcast. So we've got a lot going on. It's a busy time of year. Some celebrations that we've had. But for Sally, we just finished our second class ever of Learning Leading You. Tell us what that is.
And that was a class of about 50 people from all aspects of the community, including some teachers who wanted to learn more about our school system. And so they signed up to attend 6 different sessions at evening time, so that made it more convenient for everyone.
They gave up their Tuesday nights, one a month. That was fantastic.
And we had them in several different schools all across the district. And then we finished up with our graduation session at the Environmental Studies Center, which is one of my favorite places.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone just loved it. And the important thing, I think, was not just that Mr. Threadgill gave a lot of his time to just kind of have a Q&A session with the class. And the important thing wasn't just that they learned about all the different departments. They had sessions with just about everyone you can think of in central office. But the other important thing was that they were showing their commitment to being advocates for our district. And so we feel that in the future, this class and the class that we did last year, they'll be the ones who will stand up for us when people in the public have questions about things they don't understand.
Yeah.
So we feel like we got a great deal of wonderful communication going on with our class, and it was a really wonderful experience.
Yeah, and Dynette, I don't know if you've heard of this yet, but this was something Sally and I brought back from a national school PR conference where we thought, let's bring people together to learn more about the school system. I know you do a lot with professional development, so we're going to be in touch with you because we want to make this an internal thing as well. But it's kind of like talking about the issues that we have, such as security, academics, the social workers and the mental health workers.
Human resources.
Yeah, and it was fantastic, and it's a very inquisitive group, and we're so thankful that they would come and give up their time. They just want to learn more. Like, people want to learn more about the school system. So fantastic job by Sally organizing
Thank you. It was
getting
fun.
us all there. So much fun and so informative. And I think our employees would benefit from hearing kind of what each other does, because we're so large. I know you know that you're over in TLA.
Right.
And you see other departments, but
Yeah. I actually got the opportunity to share some data and some information about state testing during one of those sessions with the parents and the community members, and it was really interesting. They had lots of great questions.
Yeah, and I think it's neat because the people, y'all are so good at what you do, and you're passionate about what you do, so it's kind of neat to share that with people who are interested, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And that was fun just to see that on all levels. And another fun thing that we just did, you may have heard about this, we just did our first in a very, very long time Teacher of the Year luncheon, and where we brought all the teachers of the year from 90 schools.
And 91 teachers from 90 schools. It was
one
amazing.
school snuck in 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
To be fair, it's Chastain Fortier. They have grades from kindergarten through 8th, and they wanted
Pre-K
an
through
older,
8, yep.
pre-K through 8th, and they wanted to have a teacher from the upper grades and a Teacher of the Year from the lower grades.
Yeah.
So.
And the big surprise, have you heard what the big surprise was?
I did. That's so exciting.
We told them to not share the secret, but they did because we didn't want to make previous Teachers of the Year upset. But Sally, tell them what their surprise was.
Well, it was just a really great opportunity. Breeze Airways is new in town. I think they just had their first flight yesterday. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't be saying dates. I should say April 9th or April 10th, and in the middle of the storm. So we're very excited to have them in town, and they wanted an opportunity to do a big public splash about, we're here, we're ready to start doing wonderful low-cost opportunities for you to fly to Orlando or to Providence, Rhode Island, which is very close to Boston and a couple of other hubbub cities
New York,
up there.
I think. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably not too far from New York. So I met with the PR person with Mobile Airport Authority, and somehow it all came together that they decided, since it was 91 teachers, they said, well, we want to give each teacher a free flight in terms of
That's
credit.
phenomenal.
Yeah, I know.
Credit to use.
Yes. Not the helpers who helped put on the event, by the way. We didn't get a free flight.
flight.
Yeah.
But
years ago when I was teacher of the year, we had a banquet, and it was really nice, great dinner, and got to engage with lots of people. And
So you got
but we did
chicken.
not get a flight.
You probably got chicken and pasta, but no flight. That's what
Correct.
ours got. Yeah, they got. But isn't it great? Because I figured you'd probably been a teacher of the year because you were a phenomenal teacher. Were you at Griggs?
I was at Griggs.
That's where I met you.
Yes, for the last part of my teaching career, but I started my career at Alba Elementary, which is now Booth.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And so, and I think too, as a teacher of the year, that's a big honor at your school, isn't it?
It is. It really is. It's just nice to know that the people around you see you and that they appreciate what you do.
Yeah, and I think they were just excited to come to a luncheon, and this was one of the things that Mr. Threadgill and the board really wanted to do because, we can give you a certificate, we can give you that thing, but just a lunch and a time to be grown up for a little bit. Because I was joking with some of the teachers, you don't have to open ketchup packets today for
That's
all
right.
your little kindergartners. Like you can sit and eat and meet each other and congratulate each other. And there was already an excitement just to come together and have like a grown up meal and nice. It was at the Riverview. And also, but when we mentioned the tickets, there was notable excitement in the room.
Oh, people leapt to their feet and started applauding. So
I hope somebody recorded that.
I think
we
somebody
did.
did. Yeah,
It
it was
will-
very exciting.
Shameless plug, it will be on MCPSS TV because our guys were there recording it and they did a phenomenal job, and we're going to put it on air because I think that's good for people to see these great educators and to give them that recognition. So we're excited, and we're going to make it an annual thing.
Well, and one thing it reminded me of, Dynette, was the professional development seminars that you organized back in August. And the reason it reminded me of it is because we sat all the teachers and principals together by district. So there was that sort of camaraderie, a feeling that we're all in this together, we're all in the same feeder pattern, sitting together for lunch. But then when the teachers and the principals came to the professional development back in August, they all wore matching T-shirts per school. They all took pictures together. They cheered together. You could just see this team building going on even before the seminar started. So all I could think was this is a really great way to get everybody on board and excited about the beginning of the school year.
Yeah, that was actually their first contract day back in August. And so their first day of the school year, they got to come together, and we had all of the teachers in the district downtown at the convention center and the 2 hotels there. And they were there for 2 days of just collaborating with each other, but professional learning. And so they were able to hear from some folks about Marzano student engagement strategies. And then they heard about data analysis and our PST process, where we help students who are not performing as expected or have some achievement gaps and need some assistance there. And so they got some information about that, and several other sessions and folks that they got to hear from. And so it was a really great way to kick off the school year. And we have already started planning for the upcoming school year. And so we have a lot of things in place for that.
And so cool to see, I think, same with the luncheon, but to see all your other colleagues from across the district, because a lot of people, you work in your one school and you become, comrades with the people in your building, and then just to see how big that is, that times 90,
Yes.
and that there's all these other elementary teachers, or when you break in a content area, which I know you're going to do, these are all the other social studies teachers or American history teachers or biology teachers, right? Like you get it
Right.
down where you see the other people who know what you do.
Yes, so that's one of the biggest changes this year. Last year we had teachers grouped by their schools, but this year they're actually going to be grouped by the content area that they teach. And so they'll get some specific information about how to unpack the standards that they're responsible for teaching, and about looking at achievement gaps and learning gaps and figuring out what to do when students are not getting it during the first delivery of instruction. And so we'll have some collaborative planning led by our teaching, learning, and assessment supervisors and specialists, and some key teachers that are going to help us with that as well. And so we think that it will be a great day for them. It's going to be one day this year instead of two for each group. We'll do elementary one day and secondary a day. But we're very excited. We think this is going to be great. And our hope is that teachers will have the opportunity while they're there to do some planning. And so they will walk away with lesson plans done for the first few days at school.
So that'll be a big relief.
Yeah. So first, it's high quality professional development, because you guys brought in Marzano, and that's like one of the top professional development. What's a company, organization, trainers in the country. So I think it's important. We talk about this all the time. We have to have a high quality teaching and learning taking place in the classroom. And so that professional development is so important. And that's a lot of what you do.
Yes, it is. We have part of my responsibility is organizing professional development for teachers as well as administrators. We have a great partnership with the South Alabama Research and In-Service Center. Dr. Hulon there is a great partner, and we collaboratively plan PD so that we can get information out to all teachers in the district. It's very difficult in a district our size, especially with these state mandates and things that come out, to roll it out to the number of teachers. We have almost 4,000 certified teachers in the district. And so getting information to that many people in a hurry is sometimes a bit of a challenge, but Dr. Hulon's a great partner. She helps us with that. We actually have something coming up very soon, and I'm not going to give a spoiler alert, but we are working with her on something for principals and for their summer professional learning. So right now we're deeply involved in planning the principals meetings for June and July with some great PD for them.
So say that number again. How many people do we have?
We have almost 4,000
Wow.
certified teachers,
That's a
and that
lot.
includes classroom teachers as well as counselors, media specialists, administrators, all those folks.
And I'm sorry.
Oh, good. I was going to say, and so parents, when they're looking at the school calendar and they see those days that say teacher work day and PD day, we want those to be days where they're learning something that applies to their job that they'll pass on to the students.
Yes, that's correct.
Well, and that's hard work too. But I was hoping you could tell us a little bit about the National Board certification process, because we just celebrated a large group of teachers who achieved that certification, and another also large group of teachers who maintained the certification. So it lasts for 5 years, right? And so you're in charge of kind of getting all of that together and helping people stay on track.
Yes, I organize the district support for candidates, and we support candidates through 9 cohort sites throughout the district. So we try to make it accessible for teachers at the end of the day when they have to leave school and go to a PD session. We try to make it where it can be convenient for them. They don't have to come all the way out to central office to get that PD. And so those 9 cohorts are led by National Board Certified teachers. I'm a National Board Certified teacher. I certified as a middle childhood generalist back in 2010, and I have since renewed that certification. The process changed a little bit. When I renewed, it was good for 10 years, so I am actually certified through 2030, which is crazy.
So you're telling everybody, enjoy your recertification.
Yeah.
I'm sitting over here recertified already.
Yeah. But right after I certified, the process went to a 5-year renewal process. But so National Board Certification it's voluntary. And so the fact that teachers are willing to pursue that just speaks highly of them as educators and their desire to learn and grow and improve their practice. It's a lot of work. They estimate approximately 200 hours to become National Board Certified, and you have 5 years to complete the certification, but you have to submit everything for the first time within the first 3 years. And so there are different components. The first component is an assessment. They have to take a test about their certificate area, checking their content knowledge, but also their pedagogical skills and how they teach that information, that content to students. And so component 1 is the test, and then the other 3 components are written components. They have to collect data and analyze. They have to get to know their students. There are 5 core propositions that everything is centered around, and they have to show evidence of those 5 core propositions in those components. They're required to video themselves for component 3. They have to do 2 videos of themselves teaching, and I'll be honest with you, it is very humbling when you watch yourself on a video. You learn a lot about yourself. Once you get over how you look and how you sound and all those things, you can really dig deep and learn a lot about yourself as a teacher. And so the teachers that I've worked with have said that the video was the most powerful learning part of certification.
Because self-reflection, like what am I doing well? What do I maybe not do as well as I thought I did? What can I improve upon?
And you also see how your students are reacting to you as a teacher, because, you know, in these classrooms where you have multiple students, you're on one side of the room working with a group of kids. You don't really see or hear what's going on the other side of the classroom, but through this video analysis you do, because you can go back and watch it over and over again and see different groups of kids and how they react and how they're performing. And so it just helps you hone in on what you need to do better. And so video analysis is a huge part of the National Board process.
That's intimidating. Imagine, Sally, if we had a camera following, well, we do have cameras following us around, but we get to edit.
It would be really difficult.
That's right. It is. It really is. And honestly, seeing yourself and hearing yourself are the worst part about it.
Oh, yeah.
But once you get past that, there's a lot of power in it. And, you know, there's some John Hattie research about effect sizes that, you know, talk about how impactful video analysis is on teaching practice. And so there's a lot of research that supports it. And so that's something that we are trying to move forward with as a district. We have, this is a side note from National Board certification, but we have implemented a platform called Go React this school year with our instructional coaches. And so they are actually videoing, and some teachers are uploading videos, and they're helping them analyze those and providing feedback that way as well. So we're doing a lot with video analysis.
Imagine, so we're parents, and we talk to parents a lot on this podcast. Imagine if we videoed our parenting style and watched it back and critiqued ourselves.
It would not be pretty.
I saw a funny meme. It's like, I think I'm Julie Andrews singing from The Sound of Music, but I'm really Judge Judy.
I saw that.
Yeah. So imagine we could self-reflect. But that's important in any profession that you're in any role that you're in as a parent, as a friend, to maybe reflect on how you are and what you can do differently or what you do really well.
Well, and I'll give you an example. In the mentoring that I do with these National Board candidates, I've had candidates sit down beside me with their video, and they videoed it, but they haven't watched it themselves yet. And so we sit down to watch it together. And after just a few minutes, they'll say, stop, don't watch any more of that. I need to redo that video, without me having to even say anything to them. And you know, you're your worst critic.
Yes.
And I realize that. And sometimes I tell them, let me just watch it all the way through, you know, let me just see. But they realize when one of them even said, this is so boring. And so, you know, but I mean, that's a great reflection. Like if you are seeing it
and how
through
does
the eyes of your students. That's right.
Oh my goodness.
That's right.
And National Board Certified, I don't know if you mentioned this, but it's like the top certification. Like it means that you have a top teacher, that you are a top teacher in the entire country because you went through this process, this self-reflection, this improvement upon your practice. And this is something that I know you've been really big on this, having more National Board certified teachers in Mobile County. Like we've put a big effort into encouraging more of our teachers to do this.
And she's succeeded largely. I mean, we have 94 now, right?
Correct.
In the district. But can you give us some of the statewide and national statistics to put that in perspective?
Sure. So Alabama this year is ranked number 5 in the number of new National Board certified teachers. We had 199 in the state certified this year. 9 of those were in Mobile County. We are ranked number 7 in the number of teachers who maintained their certification in Alabama. That was 261 statewide, and we had 14 of those.
See, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I like being in the top of the ratings.
I know.
Yes.
That's so
in things other
exciting.
than football and basketball, right?
And I have to give credit to the State Department. Dr. Melissa Shields at the State Department is a National Board Certified teacher and a big advocate for National Board certification. And so they are now offering scholarships to candidates to help pay for the process of being National Board Certified. So the scholarship application opens sometime in late February and it's due at the end of March. So we just finished that process, and we'll find out in May how many teachers from Mobile received the scholarship, but we had quite a few who applied for it. And so the other thing the State Department is doing is offering financial benefits. If you're National Board Certified, you get a $5,000 supplement each year, and that's not, it's not broken across your paychecks. It's just one check.
That's awesome.
Wow.
And so we usually get that in November, December, and so that's
Right in time
that's
for
great
Christmas.
money.
That's really great.
Yeah.
So teachers, if you're listening, it's a tedious, well worth it process, but go for it, and then you get the $5,000 bonus.
That's right. And
Yeah.
then if you're in a high need school and there are certain certificate areas that they've recognized, if you're in one of those schools and have those certificates, you get an additional $5,000. So you could
Sweet.
potentially get 10,000. So those are areas that are hard to staff and low performing areas. It's literacy, math, science, English as a new language, career tech, and special education. So if you certify in any of those areas and you teach in one of our high need schools, you get that extra 5,000.
That's really a great
That is-
incentive.
Yeah, because we say we just need to do more to encourage teachers and really excellent teachers to continue and to further themselves.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we already have so many great teachers, and my impression with meeting so many of them since I started here just 2 years ago was that they're all in it for the right reasons, of course. I mean, we all know that teachers love children and want to make their lives better in all aspects, not just education. So we already go into meeting our teachers knowing this, and then to see so many of our teachers taking this very long, arduous journey to become certified is really moving to me in terms of it just really brings it home their incredible dedication to their work and to their students. I did talk to one teacher at the ceremony who said it had taken him 2 years to finish. But, that's the sort of thing where you set these goals and attain them. It makes you a better person. It's not just a journey to be a better teacher, but it's also a journey to, a personal journey to improve your whole self, really.
And our kids benefit.
Yeah, and that's the big thing is, yes, teachers are becoming better teachers, but we have better student outcomes as a result of that as well. There's a lot of research about that as well. The National Board has conducted a research study that says students taught by National Board teachers gain an additional 1 to 2 months of instruction in a school year over a non-certified teacher. And so that, when you talk about kids who have learning gaps and who, you're trying to close the gap if they're 1 or 2 or 3 years below grade level, and they're taught year after year by a National Board Certified teacher, you have a greater chance of closing those gaps for those students. But also it helps propel those students who are achieving on grade level or above grade level and push them along as well. There's another study, I do a lot with data, so I'm a nerd.
We like nerds around here.
This is where all my
We like
statistics
nerds.
come in.
We love statistics.
But the study in Mississippi said that kindergartners who were taught by a National Board Certified teacher were 31% more likely to benchmark on the kindergarten readiness assessment at the end of the year, and third graders taught by a National Board teacher were 11% more likely to benchmark on the ELA portion of the Mississippi State assessment. And so there's a lot of research out there, and those are just 2 studies. I mean, there are multiple others, but there is an increase in achievement when students are taught by a National Board teacher because these teachers are reflective practitioners, and they really think about the timeliness of the lessons they're teaching and what they're teaching and making sure that they know the student well enough to know what they need and when they need it and those kinds of things. So it really does make a difference.
And that's what parents want to hear. We want our children to be successful. We want them to get what they need in the classroom so they advance to that next year.
That's right.
Either at level or above, right? So that's so, and were you proud to see them at the ceremony and to see, were they proud? Were they happy? And I, Sally, you saw it. But
yes, it's so exciting. And, one of my favorites is just to see the family members that they bring with them. We let them bring family members and colleagues to that ceremony where we recognize them. And, a lot of the family members don't even know what National Board Certification is. And so one of the first things I do in the ceremony is explain what they're doing and what a big deal it is.
Yeah.
The National Board Certification has been compared to the bar exam for attorneys. That's the quality or the caliber of professional learning that it is. And so when you start explaining that, you can just see, I noticed one set of parents.
Yeah.
They just swell with pride over, wow, I really didn't know that.
It's legit. So that's why she was locked in her room studying and videoing and stressing.
It is a huge sacrifice. Mm-hmm. Think about 200 hours over a year or 2 years. That's a lot of time in the evenings and on the weekends. It's a big commitment. And, these folks have sacrificed so that their teacher can, become certified. And so it's always neat to explain that and make sure that they really understand.
Teachers are already busy. And so to add this, so that's so fantastic. We're proud of them. We're proud of all of our teachers who've got National Board certified. And if they're interested, how do they contact you? Let them know how they can reach out.
Yes, they can contact me. I will do an informational meeting within the next month or so for any teachers who are interested. And so I'll explain the process and talk about district support and those kinds of things. So they can just email me or give me a call and I'll be happy to talk through it with them.
Okay. So I will say this, we do have the best teachers in Mobile County Public Schools. I think we are all in agreement with that. But if you want to even become better, contact Dynette and she can get you hooked up with National Board Certified, with PD that we're going to do, because we want all of our teachers to be top notch for our kids, right?
That's right.
And they already are, but even better, right? Thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, that's all the time we have. We'll catch you next time on Learning Leading Now.
Mobile County Public Schools, the place that has it all. We have 90 schools that include rural, urban, and suburban schools of various sizes. We are also home to Alabama's first public school. We welcome you to come join our winning team. Our district is led by the 2020 Superintendent of the Year, Mr. Kressel D. Threadgill. Our teachers are leaders in their profession who are afforded numerous professional development opportunities. Our principals are collaborators and encouragers. Our schools are leading in innovation and instruction. And most importantly, our students who are learning today, leading tomorrow, are simply the best. If you want to live in a historically rich city near beautiful beaches with superb southern hospitality, we invite you to come teach with the best, Team MCP SS.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ayla, hi.
Oh, hi, Sierra. How are you?
Good. How are things?
Things couldn't be better.
What do you mean?
Well, I just started this new job as a school teacher with the Mobile County Public Schools, and it has been a life changer. Great benefits, the hours are great, and great students. Just overall, it's a great opportunity.
Oh, wow, that sounds great. Yeah. I'm going to look into that.
You should.
For more information, visit mcpss.com/job opportunities.
As a student in the Mobile County Public Schools, there are a few things I've come to expect. One is a quality education, and the other is a quality lunch. Not only are our school meals well-balanced, meeting all federal nutritional standards, but they also have less fat, fewer calories, and they taste really good. Oh, and I forgot to mention, Our school lunches contain whole wheat, grains, fruits, and vegetables to give me the energy and brain power to get me through the day.